What's going on, guys? This is Jason of Auglitical. I swim through the politics and jumping down throughout the relationships so you don't drown too. As always, I am just a man just trying to bring common sense, and a world with common sense isn't so common. Asking my brother why I'm attracting terrible men. Oh boy.
I don't know why. I'm like just attracting douchebags. Like I'm not seeking them out.
Whenever you hear a woman say that, that is almost always a lie. That is almost always a lie. I would say, unless you're a top echelon, seeked out guy, you don't really have this crazy option unless you're like the only guy in some field and it's nothing but women around you. On the other hand, on the other spectrum with women, most women, even the ones who are considered not super duper attractive, have a whole selection. If a woman is sitting there complaining that she's attracting a certain type of guy, she knows what she's doing.
But the thing is that you are seeking them out. Like, you're attracting good guys, like that one guy you were talking to, and then he moved like 10 minutes further away, and you use that as an excuse to not talk to him when I liked him. And he was like one of the only guys you've ever talked to that I liked.
Okay, well, it wasn't that he moved. He was just like, he was a little too clingy, and like I don't do well with.
Oh my fucking god!
I don't do well with
you
clingy.
Want a douchebag that doesn't want anything to do with you, and you want to chase him around. So you're not ready for a relationship, like I said the other day.
Can I be honest? I think that when it comes to family members, especially like say for example in this dynamic, when you got this brother, he's able to tell her shit that most guys would probably be too scared to do. Because when a guy does this to a woman, they'll really quickly to shut them down and saying that you're controlling and what's the other shit that they use? You're controlling and you're weak. They'll say only weak men feel this way, stuff like this, right? But if you're their brother, you can say this type of shit because what are they gonna do besides lash out and run away from the family or some shit like this? What's the other word that they use? There's a word. It's another word that they love to use. It's controlling, and there's another word. I can't remember it when they're being manipulative.
I feel like I am. I just need a balance of douchebag and clingy. Like I don't.
Why would any woman want a douchebag for a person who's their partner? Or why would any woman want that? Why would any woman even admit to this? This is how comfortable and how bad it's gotten. No person should ever admit that. What is the closest equivalent for a guy to say like this, right? Because if no matter what, if a guy says something like, "Oh, I want a chick who's a baddie," we've already established on this channel having a baddie is nothing but a fucking headache. And if people sit there and they go, "Oh, well, being a baddie just means that they're attractive," no, 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 no. We know exactly what baddie means, right? There's a certain lifestyle behind it. There are certain behaviors around it. It does not just mean attractive women, because there's plenty of attractive women that are not baddies. They don't it's not expected of them to do certain things or go out and wear certain anyway. I don't think there's an equivalent for a guy in this case that would not be seen as fucking retarded for him to sit there and say, "Oh, well, I like my women bitchy." Okay, well, then you're going to get a bitchy outcome. "Oh, yeah, I love my women crazy." Okay, then you're going to get a crazy outcome. Again, the reality between the sexes, between male and female, is so drastically different. It really is. A woman will sit there and say some shit like this and be reconfirmed that this is acceptable. But if a guy says this, no other guy is going to sit there and agree with them on this.
Somebody that's like maybe wants something to do with me but isn't clingy.
So you don't want a relationship. You want that, is what you're saying.
No, I want a relationship. I want that.
You want a relationship with someone that halfway hates you. Like, did you seriously just say that out loud?
And again, most guys who are not in their family would not be able to sit here and say this type of shit or put this person straight and call them out for being fucking retarded. Because what do they sit there and do? They'll sit there and they'll call them names. They'll sit there and say you're what again, could you imagine a guy, let's just say a regular guy, this guy doesn't have to be attractive. Unless the guy's attractive, she's not listening to this type of shit from another guy. So let's say if the guy is just average, right? And he says this shit about her, first thing she's going to try to do to him is try to put him down or attack his masculinity for pointing out her retardation, right? I finally found, like, you ever seen the meme where you have that scientist and he has like the test tube up and it's like a fluid in it and it's like, "I finally found it, pure retardadium," right? That's what this is. A guy cannot, only a father or a brother and the person's family would be able to do this shit. Because any other guy trying to sit there and tell some type of woman this shit, not listening. The only way that she will even hear 1/4 of this type of shit would be for you to fall upon your own spine and to crash it yourself first. That is the only way that women listen to this type of shit. Or should I say, low quality women.
Yeah.
A relationship with someone that halfway hates you. Do you sound how delusional that is? Maybe try this again next year.
I have to wait a whole year?
Wait as long as it fucking takes for you to not want a relationship with someone that halfway hates you.
Why do they have to be clingy, though? Why can't they just like me?
Maybe because they like you? Like, I feel like your definition of clingy and actually being clingy is way different.
No, I
Like,
don't
you
think so.
clingy-
Again, living life on easy street. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not sitting here saying that some women should just fucking devote themselves to a guy who he lives, breathes in, he lives, breathes in your essence and all of this stupid shit. And then at the same time, there are women that want guys to be this way, right? The saddest thing about this is, again, she doesn't want a relationship. She likes the idea of a relationship. And living life on, this is the thing. She is purposely poisoning the well. Right, I've always said this, right? You got people who are not dating material, but they'll consistently jump in the dating pool, consistently and poison the well. Again, if we look on the other side of the spectrum, when it comes down to guys, how many fucked up relationships from a guy before he's broken compared to a girl? A girl will just fucking do this shit because that's they say that this is normal. It's normal for a girl to be in like 7 different dates in a year, and that it's just whatever. For a guy only needs to be broken. A guy only needs to have one bad experience, 1 or 2 bad experiences. I think for me it was 3, escalating 3. It was an escalating 3. No, I think the worst experience I had was the second one and the third one. I just said, "Fuck this shit. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out." Right? But it's so crazy. And again, she's smiling, thinking fondly on the fact of her stupid ass mental choices. Crazy.
Guy is a guy that calls you at night to say goodnight.
Yeah.
Listen, you can't save him. You don't save her. She don't want to be saved. You cannot save some women, and you need to identify them. And ladies, listen, don't fuck with some guy because he's attractive, but he's a douche. Which I know will fall on deaf ears, especially if you come across this video and you never interacted with my channel before. You're just gonna sit there and be like, "What the fuck is this guy talking?" Do not mess with some guy just because he's hot and he fucking halfway hates you. It's not gonna change, and you can't fix him. But oh gosh, clingy. I want attention from other men, and he's stopping me from acquiring that by spending too much time with me. Now I get why a woman's father had 100% control of who she was paired with in the ancient days. Note how she smiles because she enjoys the emotional interaction, drama, light victimization, and nothing will genuinely change inside of her because this is what makes her happy. Emotions. Doesn't matter that they are positive or negative as long as they keep coming. Should be their fathers, but fathers don't tell daughters anything anymore. This is why people like me treat women the way we do. We don't feel great about it, and then they remind us that no, we aren't the problem here. Why can't I wait? What? I don't know why. Why can't I find a good man? Post thirst traps on the internet for attention. Smoke weed on the daily. History of cheating repeatedly. Has whole friends. Boss babe mentality. No father, traumatic childhood. High body count. Nothing to alter besides sex. Combative, argumentative, not submissive. Can't cook. Primarily has only guys friends. Has slept with some of them. Drug abuse history. I don't. Like besides the smoking thing, right? Like again, I don't smoke whatsoever or whatever. But I think that did you make this up yourself? Regardless, believe me, if this is anti-feminism, what? An Aussie living in fighting feminism and misandry in Australia. Listen, besides the person doing narcotics or whatever like that, all of these other things are 100% valid. And the reason why I say that is because with the way that it is, with them legalizing narcotics or whatever like that in all these places, I don't even know. But all of this shit right here is valid. All of it is valid. This is what a baddie does. Post thirst traps on the internet for attention. High body count. Right? Nothing to offer besides sex. Combative, argumentative, and submissive. Can't cook. Yeah, this is what a baddie is. This is literally what it is. Has whole friends. Baddie. Boss babe mentality. Well, they're not really boss babes. They're not bosses of anything. They just think that they are because of the way that the world caters to them. Their boss babe mentality is literally men catering to them. They're not entrepreneurs in the classical sense of actually making something. They don't. It's none of that. Anyway, that's the video. Catch you guys next time. Peace.